I'm Randy Wardell, and I'd like to show you a quick and easy upgrade for your glass grinder. I'm going to replace the sponge and the brass bit that came on my inline twin spin grinder with this Aquaflow system and a quick fit bit. Now this upgrade is only going to take a few minutes to accomplish, and the only tool I'll need is the Allen key to remove the old bit. The Aquaflow and quick fit bit offer several advantages that I'll point out as I work my way through this video. However, one of the key advantages is the promise to reduce glass edge chipping. So before I remove my old brass grinding head and sponge, I'm going to grind a piece of red opal glass. So I'll have something to compare after I have the new system installed. So let's do that first. I'll grind this section with my brass bit, and as you can see, I did get some chipping along the edge. Okay, let's begin the conversion. First, take off the eye shield and put it to one side. Then remove and discard the old sponge. Then lift out the grid top surface. The only tool we'll need for this conversion is an Allen key to loosen and remove the old head. Unfortunately, the brass grinder heads can get stuck on the grinder shaft, and you may have to use a little persuasion to get it off. Be sure the locking screw is sufficiently loosened, then pull straight up. If it's stuck, you may need to give it a shot of WD-40 or other penetrating oil and let that soak in. Then give it a couple of taps with the handle of a screwdriver. Be patient and be careful. You don't want to damage your grinder trying to remove the old bit. The good news is, this is the last time you'll ever have this problem, since the quick fit bit is made from a polymeric material that won't fuse to the shaft. Once the old head is detached, you should take some time to clean the grinder. Believe it or not, this is an old grinder that we've been using in our shop for many years. This is what it looked like before we worked on it for over an hour. The glass powder residue was really stuck to the floor and sides of the reservoir, and half of the grid spaces in the surface were clogged shut. Now it looks almost new. Now that the old parts are removed and the grinder is all cleaned up, we can put it back together with our new components. First, let's take a look at our new quick fit bit. It's available in two sizes, 3/4 inch 19mm and 1 inch 25mm with a standard grit diamond surface. Both sizes will fit on my twin spin, so I'm going to use the 1 inch 25mm size. Bit rings are available separately in fine, standard, and rapid grind options. When you open the blister pack, you'll find the bit holder and the bit ring. Let's take a closer look at the bit holder. The body is manufactured from an industrial strength polymeric material, while this lower housing is made from a soft elastomer that flexes to secure the bit ring and absorb vibration while grinding. To install the quick fit bit, simply slide the ring onto the shaft all the way down to the stop rim. Now, match the flat side of the grinder shaft to the flat edge in the bit opening. To make lineup even easier, you will find an arrow on the top of the holder here. Now, slide the bit onto the motor shaft, then flip down the orange lever to engage the locking device. This clamps on so tight that I can pick up the whole grinder by holding the bit ring only. Now flip the lever up and the bit slides off the shaft. What could be easier than that? I need to put the grid table on for a minute to show you another cool advantage. Nobody wants to waste any part of the diamond surface. With the quick fit bit, you align the lower edge of the grid area with the top of the grinding table. Then, as this section becomes dull, you move the grinder head down 1/8 of an inch, 3mm, to a new area. That's not new, but this time you don't have to search for the Allen wrench. Simply lift the orange lever, move the head, then push the lever back down. And that's it. Then, when you have used up the bottom half of the ring, simply lift the locking lever, remove the head, pull the ring off, and flip it over. Reinstall it on the grinder shaft, align the lower edge of the grit area with the top of the grinding table, and your bit has a new half-life upside down. You can't do that with a conventional brass bit. Okay, enough about the bit. Let's take a look at my new Aquaflow system. The package looks like this, and you have to be sure to get the one made for your grinder model shown right here. This one is for all inline models. The text here says it's an innovative system providing continuous water to the grinder bit, and this is an important difference. A conventional sponge has a tendency to dry out as you're grinding, and the water flow stops to the bit. This in turn clogs the sponge with powdered glass that is very abrasive, and that wears down the diamond particles, reducing the lifespan of your bit. This is true no matter if you use a conventional brass bit or a quick fit bit. The Aquaflow package contains three main components: a brush, a base holder, and a D-shaped insert. The first step is to insert the brush into the base holder. Now here's a little trick. Place the holder over the table edge, or the edge of your grinder as I'm doing here, then push down on both ends with one hand to bend it slightly. Now the brush will easily slide into the track. Replacement brushes are available, but this one should last for a good long time. Now that the brush is secure, simply slide the narrower end of the holder under the grinder head, then push down on the opposite end until it is fully seated. Let me show you that from a side view as well. Slide the narrower end of the holder under the grinder head, then push down on the opposite end. Notice how the bristles fan out across the diamond surface of the bit. Now we'll fill the reservoir with water or grinder coolant until it just touches the bottom part of the bristles. The Aquaflow system uses capillary action to constantly deliver a flow of coolant to the brush and directly onto the grinder bit as it is spinning. This coolant flow, along with the scrubbing action of the brush, will flush the glass residue away from the bit down into the waste reservoir. As a result, the grinder bit will last longer, the glass will grind away faster, and the edge will be smoother. Combine this with the vibration-reducing properties of the QuickFit bit, and you have a powerful grinding team. Okay, so let's finish by reinstalling the grid surface, then position the D-shaped insert into the track around the bit. Now check the grinder head position, and if necessary, flip the locking lever and slide the holder on the grinder shaft until the bottom edge of the diamond grit is just below the top surface of the grinder. Place the ice shield glass back on, and position the splash guard across the back, and we're ready to grind some glass. So here is the red spirit glass that I ground just before removing my old grinding bit. Remember, there was some chipping along the edge. So let's regrind this same area to see if we can remove that chipping and leave the glass with a nice smooth edge. I'll dry off the glass so we can take a close inspection. I was pushing the glass into the grinder quite firmly, and as you can see, the result is very smooth and the surface did not chip along the edge. So the good news is both of these modifications are very inexpensive. The QuickFit bit holder and ring set costs about the same as a conventional brass bit. The one I used cost less than $17 US, and the replacement rings are a lot less expensive than a new brass bit, under $10. The Aquaflow system costs less than $7, and I think that's very reasonable considering it helps my diamond bit to stay sharp and last longer. As you can see, this entire conversion took less than 5 minutes, not including the cleaning of course, and my old grinder is better than new. The QuickFit bit is easier to adjust, and I can switch from standard grit to coarse or fine with the flip of a lever. The Aquaflow system is hassle-free. I don't have to keep wetting and repositioning the sponge to keep the coolant flowing, and chipping and microfractures are a thing of the past. Be sure to ask your local art glass supplier for these fine grinder accessories, or visit Technoglass.com website for more information. Happy glass crafting!